Hello and welcome to our Tip Tuesday training. We have created this community for you to come and just learn a little bit about growing your business with the ultimate texting, automated texting platform, as well as answer any questions that you may have. And I just want to start every Tuesday with, how do you get help from Skipio? If you need any technical support or marketing support within Skipio, we want to direct you first to your Success Center. And that is your dashboard. We're changing this name to the Resource Center because that's what it is. It's jam-packed full of resources just for you to help you with your Skipio account. The second thing we want to invite you to do, and everyone you know that uses Skipio, is to come here to this Facebook page. We listen and read everything that you say. And we also know that there are some Skipio experts out there that will pop in and answer your questions as well. People that have been using our service for years. And the third thing, if you are still stuck, go ahead and shoot us an email at support@skipio.com. So,
or you can chat with us on Facebook too.
Chat with us here. We have people right now watching this that are moderating, and they will help you with your questions. So those are the avenues to support. We want to help you. We want to see you be very successful with this platform because it truly is amazing.
It is.
And I told you that we read every comment, and we had one come in last night. We had something else planned for today. We had this comment come in. I thought, you know what? It is time that we readdress and really dig in and talk about how to engage your cold leads with Skipio. And this is truly one of the most powerful marketing tools that you have in your toolbox. And I promise you, I will never go and market for any company anywhere for the rest of my life without this tool. It's too effective. It's so effective that it could keep you so busy dialoguing and conversing with your leads all day long if you do it right. And that's what we want to show you how to do today. So prior to this texting revolution, we marketers used email primarily to engage with leads. And it was somewhat effective, but what happened is email has really become spammy, and it's really just a push and outbound, and it doesn't engage. It does not even set up for engagement. And we have to be really careful when you're using text messaging because it is so intimate. And when I say intimate, it's coming right into them, right on their phone. It's something that people, you know, that they are looking at. And so with that, you've got to be so careful with how you use this. The trend now that a lot of businesses are using text in their marketing communication and in their automation is you just want to push out too much information. And I want to tell you, number one, if you go in your first text for the conversion, you will kill the deal. Yep. Just remember that always and forever. If your first text is the conversion text and dumping all that information on your leads, you will kill your lead. Now, the cool thing is, what is a cold lead? How do you define a cold lead?
I would say it's someone that you maybe initially reached out to, really anyone who didn't convert, but you spent money to get them to come in, to have the opportunity to sell your product to them.
Yes, and you just said that, spend money. Getting leads is very expensive. If you're going the Facebook route, you could be spending $100 to $1,000 a day, month, year. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars that you put into these leads. And a cold lead to me really is anything a week, a month, a year. You go up to a year and a half, 2 years, reaching out to those people. So your cold leads, that's a sunk cost. And with Skipio, you have the power to re-engage with them and find out why they didn't convert. And so today we're going to go through a really basic campaign with some simple rules. We're going to go over a campaign that spans 2 months, roughly 2 months, 5 messages, and teach you some tips and tricks to get your customers, your cold leads, your old clients to engage with you. So let's go ahead, Jared, and let's talk about that campaign.
All right, so go ahead and click on campaigns in the top navigation of your Skipio account. It will bring you to your campaigns page, and I'm going to go to our cold lead outreach Facebook Live campaign. So this is a campaign that we have already built, but we're going to talk through exactly what we did and why we did it. And then at the end of this, we're actually going to give you a code to import this exact campaign right into your account.
Yes, but this will not be in our Success Center or our Resource Center. This is something that we are giving just to you here at Facebook Live.
Yep. So first things first, I've given this a name. It's easy for me to remember. I've given it a description. It sends 5 messages over about 2.5 months. Okay. And then I've checked this box. So I want to remove any contact who messages inbound after they've received a campaign message. And that's what this is for at the top of a campaign. You want to do that for any of your nurturing campaigns. You want to use this feature because you don't want them to keep getting messages once they've engaged with you. Once they've engaged, you want to jump in and start engaging with them. And having that back and forth conversation. So the idea here is that we set up a campaign with in mind the goal to get them to engage, but if they don't engage, they're always going to have a message scheduled for the future.
And I want to keep talking about that word engagement. I think the mindset, a lot of people want to set it, forget it, automate the whole thing. And I can tell you, to truly nurture a cold lead, you can't put it on autopilot. It just can't run all by itself. So checking that box and allowing them to pop out of that campaign is success to me. If they pop out of your campaign they want to talk to you, you've won.
Yep. And that's the idea. You want to talk to them because you know how to sell your product. You know what your product or service can do for them that they need in their life. And so really just getting them to talk, because I bet the majority of the cold leads that you have, you didn't get a fair shot at pitching your product.
Probably not.
Yep. I bet the majority of them didn't respond to anything that you did. All right. So we've got our first message here. I've given this a 20-minute delay. That means 20 minutes after they're added to this campaign, they will get this first message. I've done that so I can make any changes to this message that I want before it goes out. And so I've got our message here. I've named it Initial Outreach. It says, hey, first name. If I was sending this to Bianca, hey, Bianca, this is Jared from Skipio. I know we weren't able to connect a few months back, so I thought I'd reach out. Are you still looking for a messaging tool? So some pieces of this message. Sorry if you had something.
Oh, no, I didn't. No, we're good. We're good.
So yeah,
I love it.
You've got their name in it, personalized message. You've got your name to bring context, your name and your company. Bring context back to this message.
And please don't forget that, because remember, these are cold leads. They have no idea who you are.
Yeah, they may not remember.
Name and company.
Yep. I know we weren't able to connect a few months back. That brings this relationship back into it that, hey, we tried to reach out. We weren't able to. Are you still looking for, and in our case, Skipio is a messaging tool, so we use messaging tool here. We're asking a question because, again, we want them to engage. We want them to respond. And so if you are in direct sales, if you are in the fitness industry, if you are in real estate, if you are in insurance, you're going to want to cater this message to exactly what your offer is. Are you still looking for more product? Are you still looking to lose weight? Are you still looking for a home? Are you still looking for a new auto policy? Whatever it is, we end this message with a question to get them engaged.
Always end your first message with a question.
Okay, we're not saying, hey, I have this deal for you, take 50% off. No, this is a very human, natural messaging option. Okay, so then what we're doing, we want you to learn this cadence because this is what we found to work really well. We're actually following up with them the same day. And this might sound strange to some of you, but we're reaching out just over 2 hours later. We're following up and asking. Again, they don't get this message if they've responded. But we'll say, by the way, is this first name? Hey, by the way, is this Bianca?
Yes. And this is really important. Number one, you may have the wrong number.
Yep.
Doesn't happen very often because you received their name and their number before and you communicated with them. The second thing is the timing. How many times are you out and about and you get a text message and you just can't respond? It's interesting and you read it and you put it away for a while. Hitting them up again 2 hours later, it's a different time of day, different scenario, wherever they are. They may be more likely to respond. And the second text is a more simple question. The only thing it requires is a yes or a no. So if they don't get in on the first one, this is just a super simple way to bring them into the conversation.
Yep. And again, we want this to be a conversation. And so we're giving them opportunities to jump in at any point. And when they do, they don't get the next message. So let's say worst case scenario, they don't respond. Well, we've got a follow-up message that goes out 6 days later in the evening. I call this evening outreach 6 days later. I'm not very creative with my messaging names.
Oh, but sometimes just tell them exactly what it is.
All right. Hey, Bianca, thought I'd check in once more before I head out. Would love to connect tomorrow if you have some time. Call or text. Have a great night. Okay. Because I know the context of when this message is going to deliver in the evening, I can say, have a great night. this just builds on this idea that this is a person reaching out to them, trying to get in touch with them. Okay. If they don't respond to that one, which they may not. Also, it's a different time of day than we've messaged, which I think is a really good thing.
And I love that all 5 of these messages go out at different times of day.
Yep. 2 weeks later, we've got a message that goes out right in the middle of lunch. Hey, just checking in from a few weeks ago, hoping to catch you. Again, I'm not pushing the offer. I'm just trying to get them to engage with me. If I get an inbound message from them, that is a success for me. Because even if they say stop, that's fine. I know that I don't need to worry about chasing these people down anymore.
You know that they're
wasting time.
They're really not interested, so pull them off your cold lead list.
Yep. And then if they don't respond to that one, we actually talked about this, if we should just stop the campaign here, or if they don't respond, I think it's still valuable to have. And Bianca, we both agree with this.
That one last text.
Yep. And this is actually 52 days after this one. So that's a month and a half, or a little more than a month and a half later, in the morning. Hey, Bianca, I know it's been a couple of months since we last connected, but I was looking through some things and thought of you. Don't know if you're still looking for a messaging tool, but we've got some new things that I think you'd love. Again, it just brings back to memory who you are, what you're doing. You've got your offer there that's specific to them, a very personalized message. And assuming they haven't deleted this conversation, most people I know don't delete their conversations from their phone.
They'll see the full text
thread.
chain. So you're probably thinking, okay, this is a great template. What do I say when they engage? You just ask them the questions that you would to qualify them for whatever it is that you are offering. And if they say, are you still looking for, when we say, are you still looking for a messaging tool? If they pop in and say, yes, I am, that is a great time to discuss what your offer or your promotion is.
Yep. And to ask them more, maybe their situation has changed since the last time they reached out to you.
It's true. Maybe they're not, or maybe they found something. And if they did, you can ask them a little bit about, okay, well, what are you using? Is it working for you? Maybe you have something better.
Yeah. So really what we're doing here with this cold lead campaign is we're taking these cold leads, we're getting them to engage and turning them into warm leads. Like Bianca said, this is a cost that you've already spent on your business. And there are likely people in that cold leads list that you have. Maybe your list is 10 people long, 50 to 100. There are people there who probably will purchase, and they'll purchase soon. Excuse me.
Want to also add, if you want to throw in some stats, email marketing automation usually generates about 1% to 2% conversion with cold leads.
Yep.
You can get up to 10% conversion if you do nurturing with text messaging the right way, and you get them to engage and truly customize and personalize this messaging. So 10% of money that you've already spent, just that would pay for your premium Skipio account and then some if you needed a higher volume to reach all of your cold leads. So just keep that in mind, that this platform will pay for itself and 10 times that.
Yeah. And I love that you talked about volume, because a lot of the people we talk to have these large lists of cold leads. So Let's say you have a list of 500 cold leads. We're going to recommend not throwing all 500 of them in all at once. Okay, take 10 or 15, maybe even 30. I would probably max it at 30 every single day and put them into this campaign. Okay, because then you're going to have a steady
drip
of outgoing
messages,
and likely of incoming.
And remember, if you do this right, the goal is to get them to respond for you. You don't want 500 people messaging you back at once, so you won't get to them. So I love that. Yeah, I also recommend 30, because if you're doing this right, you should get at least 20 of them, 15 to 20 to respond, depending on how cold they are and what their situation is.
Yeah. And so, guys, we're super excited for you to have this campaign, and we want to give it to you. So maybe you don't know that this exists, but you have the ability to actually create packages of campaigns inside of Skipio. You can choose the campaigns you want to share, and then it comes with this code. We did this, and we created a code just for you guys here on Facebook Live. And so if you want this campaign that we just created, all you have to do is grab this code, 310FBLIV3, 310, Facebook Live 3. Copy and paste this code right into your Skipio account. You got to import campaigns. You'll paste it right here, and you will have this campaign that we built in your Skipio account. If you're on our freemium plan, you may need to delete one of your other campaigns because you may be at your limit. If you are on a plan that has limited campaigns, and you want more campaigns, feel free to upgrade. You can do that from
you can do that right inside your
the
app.
account settings. But at the end of the day, we want to give you, first of all, thank you for coming to our Facebook Lives and give you things that will help you see revenue today and help you see increases in your business today. So
yeah, that's our goal. We want to grow your business with you.
Yeah.
So use the campaign. Let us know what you think. I'd love to hear the results that you get as you nurture and engage your cold leads.
Yep. Guys, thanks so much.
We'll
Signing off. We'll see you
week.
next week on our Tip Training Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep. See you later. Have a good one.